Hi, my name is Aya Maurice,
and you're welcome to Africa's Kitchen.
So today we're going to make a very traditional dish in most African countries, which is jollof rice. So it's very simple, very easy, very quick, very tasty, and I'll show you the ingredients that we're going to need. So I've used 2 cups of basmati rice. I feel like basmati rice is the best rice to use because it doesn't stick and it gives it like a nice colour. And I've used a golden Sela basmati rice. For the stew that we're going to make for the jollof rice, we're going to use 2 bell peppers cut in half, 2 scotch bonnets, 3 white onions, 1 tin of tomato puree, and 1 tin of peeled plum tomatoes. With the seasoning that we're using, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of thyme, 1 tablespoon of crayfish powder, 2 tablespoons of curry powder, 6 Maggi cubes, and 1 tablespoon of salt. And then last but not least, we're going to have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So we're going to blend these all together and fry them into the pot before we put the rice in. I always remember when I was about 10, my mum always cooked for us, and then one day mum was like, just come to the kitchen. And I remember there was an auntie in the house as well, and she was like, why are you making her like cook? Like, so she's telling my mum off for like, why are you making her cook? And I remember her giving me the grey stool, and I had to climb on the grey stool and I had to just, you know, make it. And I think there was cousins in my house and everybody was out playing. And I remember, I think my auntie was just like, why can't she go and play? Mum was like, no, like she needs to learn how to cook. So I just remembered, I think I was 10. I'm gonna say I was 10, so that was when I made stew for like the first time, and just from then I just kept doing it. I like making stir-fry noodles and fried rice. That's my favourite food to cook because it has so many components to it. So especially with fried rice, you've got your vegetables, you've got your prawns, you've got your chicken, you can add everything to it. So I do like making fried rice and stir-fry noodles. Oh, do you know what? I love a good oxtail. I like oxtail. Oxtail is it's a great dish. I like oxtail. I used to really like macaroni and cheese because I make really good macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
But people make me make it a lot, so I don't really like it anymore. My sister loves it, so. But I think it's oxtail. But my Nigerian dish, it has to be ayamashe. That food, I can eat that. Even though it messes up my stomach, I can eat ayamashe every single day of my life. Like, that's a dish that I can really enjoy to eat. Yeah. You know, cooking is probably the only thing that I genuinely enjoy doing because it's just a creative thing. There's no stress, there's no, you know, it's always creative. There's never not enough food you can cook from different countries. So not only do I make African food or Caribbean food, I like making Asian food, Chinese food, Thai food. So it's something that I do miss doing because especially when I was in uni, all I did was, you know, go to uni, cook, go to uni, cook. So I had a lot of time to kind of practice things. Now that I finished uni and we're in the real world, we don't have time to, you know, practice cooking. I go to work and sometimes I don't even eat dinner, I'll just go to bed because I'm tired.
So you're just about to add, you're just adding some onions into...
Yeah, adding some extra onions because onions literally is a staple for every single thing. Every meal you want to eat, you have to have onions. Onions work in so many ways. Onions can soften food. So, you know, when you have hard food, like if you're boiling, let's say really hard meat, onions will soften it for you. Onions will give you the best flavour as well, like, yeah. So now that I've blended majority of my mixture, I'm gonna now put it in the pot and fry it all down to cook for about 5 minutes or so. So the pot is kind of preheated because you want it to fry, so we're gonna put it down and let it fry. And let that cook for about 5 minutes or so. I've always been cooking. I have 2 sisters. I have her and my middle sister who is in uni right now. My middle sister, she doesn't really like cooking, so she's not really a cook, she just likes to eat chicken wings. Basically also from my mum, because we're all girls, she wants us to, we can't leave this house unless we know how to cook, drive, clean, and that's a real thing that she's saying. So yeah. Even I remember when we was in college, me and my sister, she just didn't want to cook for us anymore, so my mum would not cook for us. So we'd have to literally go home and make ourselves food. If we didn't make food, we would have to go to bed hungry. So that was when she instilled it with us that we have to learn how to cook. So with my younger sister, she is really great at cooking as well because she kind of just always with my mum, she's with me. So now she starts making jollof rice. Her jollof rice is better. So now when I have orders, I'm like, yeah, so I just had an order last week, so then she made the rice in it, so I'll give her the money that she did it. So people think it's me, but like, yeah, it's me, but it's actually my sister.
So really, this one here, guys, just to let you know, that's the one that's you're eating the jollof rice and you're saying, wow.
It's her.
It's that one there.
Yeah, so even now she would like, because I'm a bit older now, I just can't be bothered. So she'll be like, oh, I don't know, just put that one. So even me, I was like, oh, should I put 3? She's like, no, put 6 Maggi cubes. Like, we make sure, like, she's always kind of like my reassurance when it comes to cooking. We kind of work as a team and we learn, and we watch a lot of cooking shows as well. We watch Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen Nightmares. That's our favourite show, Kitchen Nightmares. We sit down and watch it all the time. So we watch all of that, and then all of like diners, drive-ins, whatever it's called. MasterChef is our show. MasterChef is our show. We watch it every day. MasterChef's our show. Definitely. And that guy, Man vs Food. So we literally just watch a lot of stuff. And now because everything's on social, we follow this app called like the Tasty app. Yes. I don't know if you've seen it, where I've always tried to do videos.
I've seen that.
I have the app on my phone, so literally all the random foods. People are like, where do you learn? I'll be like, oh no, I just learned, but I'll go on the Tasty app, try it. So me and her, we send each other videos on Instagram, and we're literally just doing like, oh, try this or try that, try this. We're like, oh, this looks tasty. Can you try it? Okay, cool. I'll go to the shop, buy the ingredients, and we'll try it. Sorry that it's a bit spicy because it's coming out now. So right now I am still cooking my jollof rice. I am cooking it down as much as I can because you kind of want it really dry. So I'm going to keep doing it for another about 5 minutes for it to cook down. Right, so next we're going to make the barbecue chicken. It's very simple. So in my fridge I am going to get some soy sauce. I'm going to get some tomato ketchup. I'm going to get some browning sauce. And then last but not least, I'm getting this thing called, it's basically like, it's like a barbecue sticky soy sauce. So this is what I'm going to use as well for my barbecue chicken. Usually I do barbecue jerk chicken, but I don't have jerk seasoning today. So just know that the ingredients I use here, you can add jerk seasoning into it to make it like that. So the basic staple of barbecue seasoning is literally ketchup, soy sauce and brown sugar. Obviously I add my own type of flavourings to it, obviously to give it a different kick. So the more ketchup you put in it, obviously the more seasoning it's in. So we add a lot of ketchup into it. Then we're going to get some brown sugar. So brown sugar is, I prefer most things brown. I don't eat white bread, I don't eat white sugar. I prefer brown ingredients. And brown sugar is softer, so it will dissolve better than white sugar. So browning sauce is literally, it's Caribbean kind of sauce for using for brown stew chicken. So I use that actually gives colour. So when you make brown stew chicken, you put this browning sauce, turns it brown. So you only need a little bit in it because it's very dark. So the more you put in it, the blacker it is. And we obviously don't want black chicken. So we use that as a colouring. It has a bitter taste to it. So it's not something that you just use normally. So as you can see, there's only a little bit left in my house anyway. And then the soy sauce kind of gives it the consistency because we don't obviously want it too thick. We want it liquidy so that we can mix it all together. So now we're going to kind of mix it all in together. So if there's lumps of sugar, you just kind of crush down the sugar and you mix this all together. So as you can see, this is kind of like a rich barbecue sauce.
Oh, nice. So basically this is a barbecue alternative?
Well, I mean, yeah,
no, it's cool. It smells like it.
It's barbecue sauce. I mean, obviously it's never going to be like the shops, but I think this is kind of like barbecue sauce club. Yeah, so
it's quite a cool way to make. I don't obviously know.
It's very easy. Barbecue sauce is literally ketchup and sugar. Like even if you don't put the soy sauce in it and you just have ketchup and sugar, it tastes like barbecue sauce.
I never knew that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know it, and obviously buying it from the shops, there's a lot of, you know, like everyone's just putting a lot of crap in all our food, so we don't really know what it is. So I tend to make a lot of things by myself, so that I know what I've put inside it. Do you know what? It depends on the person. It depends. I only date Nigerians, to be fair. So usually, to be fair, it is jollof rice. Like unless they've told me they want something in particular, I would make jollof rice because I know I can do like sides with it. So I'll make sure there's chicken. I can do fish. I can do plantain. I can do salad. So I think a first date I'll be like, do you know what, jollof rice, because I know I can't ruin it. So that will kind of be the first date unless they've requested for something.
Okay, cool. But I'm gonna make it very, very easy. So if they haven't requested something, but you know they said, yeah, I definitely don't mind you cooking for me, what would definitely be your specific one where you know what, I have to decide, I need to make one specific dish?
Fried rice. It'll be fried rice. Fried rice. Yeah, because there's more elements to it. So fried rice. Yeah.
Okay, fried.
So if you want, this can just be your barbecue sauce. But obviously, I add seasoning to add like a little bit.
Of course.
To add a little. So I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Because garlic is life. There's no other description. Garlic, onions, my mum hates garlic, but garlic, onions, they're like the best thing. We're gonna add a bit of smoked paprika. And then we're gonna add some cayenne pepper. So this kind of gives it a bit of a kick because I just like spice and everything. So it gives it a bit of a kick. So this is about 1 tablespoon of each. And then Chinese 5 spice just kind of has like, you don't really have to put this. This is not compulsory. I'm just being a bit extra today. So Chinese 5 spice kind of has like this kind of sweety, yeah, like a sweety taste to it. So to make this obviously sweeter, we add in some honey. Sugar makes it sweet, but if you want it a bit more sweeter, add in some honey, so about 2 tablespoons of honey. And basically we go Costco a lot, we literally buy everything from Costco for no reason. So this is basically like a sweet soy sauce. This is not necessary at all, but I just add it in because I add it in. So it's like a sweet soy sauce from Costco. So it's not compulsory at all, we're just adding it for extra flavour. So yeah, I'm gonna pour a bit of that inside it. And then mix this all in together. So like I said, you can add, from this I would add jerk seasoning into it, but we don't have any today, so we're just gonna have standard barbecue chicken. So we're gonna mix this all in. And if you can really see, I don't know if you can zoom in, that all the seasoning and flavours are all like inside. So it looks very pretty. Yeah. And that's, yeah.
It seems like you're experimental in your food and your...
I'm very experimental and I'm very curious, and I don't like eating at other people's houses. I'm very fussy like that, and I'm very fussy with just eating anyone else's food, so I tend to just make things myself. So next we're just going to pour in barbecue sauce, not all of it. Now we're going to just kind of marinate this all in together. So I've made sure I didn't pour all of it into it because I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to glaze it like maybe every 15 minutes. So we're going to mix this all in together. I wash my chicken with salt and lemon, so just a tip for anyone that washes chicken, I wash it with salt and lemon.
What's the...
I think it's just kind of like cleansing us, like it's just, sometimes I just do things just for the sake of it and I don't really know why, but in my head I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah.
So really and truly with this lemon, I kind of just, if there's any type of bacteria, I'll just use the lemon to take all the bacteria out, so I do that. So we've just literally marinated everything. I like skin on my chicken, a lot of people don't, but I love it. So make sure everything is all mixed in together, and then we're going to put it in my air fryer. Put the chicken into the air fryer. You can see everything is like coated completely because obviously it will dry up, and then there's some. Okay. So we're going to put it in the air fryer for about 20 minutes for now, and then after 20 minutes we will reglaze it, and then another 15 to 20 minutes.
No, which is the better jollof rice?
Because the thing is, I just went to a wedding like maybe 3 weeks ago, and it was Sierra Leone jollof rice, and I just didn't understand what it was. It was dark, it was really white, so I was like, is this jollof rice? Ghanaians, they put stuff in it. Jollof rice just has to be plain. I don't know why people put vegetables in it, or you might put like prawns or peas and stuff like that, or beans. No, it just needs to be plain red jollof rice. So now after about, I think it's about 15 minutes, the pepper has kind of all dried up. So next we're gonna add some oil. I'm gonna put the heat back up. I'm gonna add some oil into it, so about 2 tablespoons of oil. Gonna mix this all in together. So now we're gonna add in the seasoning. So it's always best to add the seasoning in the stew so that the seasoning kind of cooks well before you put the rice in. So we're gonna add in all our tablespoons of seasoning and our crushed Maggi cubes. Like I said, we've added crayfish powder, some salt, some curry powder, some thyme. So I'm putting it bit by bit, not all of it now, just in case it's too much, but if it's not enough then I can add the rest into it. And stir everything in, make sure every single part has got some type of seasoning into it. So if you can see, thyme is literally the best thing ever when it comes to jollof rice. It gives it that smell. Yeah.
And in terms of, if you can, let out some of your secrets, what would you say, like personally, is probably like the best ingredient you can add to a jollof rice, just to give it that little that people may not know?
Crayfish powder. It's a bit annoying because obviously when you cater, there are allergies. When I know if I'm cooking for like people that are not African, I would mention that, oh, there's crayfish powder in the seasoning. And a tip that I always say, you know when they say party jollof rice, it's kind of like, because it's a bit burnt. So when you burn it a bit towards the end, the smoke mixes in with the rice and then that gives it kind of the smoky party jollof rice flavour. So literally kind of burning it. But crayfish powder is like, personally for me, the best seasoning for it. So now I've mixed that all in together. I'm adding in my 2 cups of rice. I've washed and cleaned it, rinsed it out, and taken out all the starch from it. And what we do is mix this in together. So try and coat every single part of the rice. So what I do, I should have put this before the rice, but it's fine. I'm now adding in my tomato puree. And the reason why I'm adding this in is because obviously we need it to have the red colour. It's not really the tomatoes or the sauce, it's the puree that makes it red, because puree doesn't really do nothing in regards to taste. So we add in the puree, 2 spoons of puree to give it that red colour, because if I don't add it in, it's going to be quite light and some people don't like that. So mix this all in together. That's all kind of done now. And then what we're going to do after is obviously add your cup of water, and that's how it's going to cook together. One thing people don't know is jollof rice cooks with steam and not heat. So you have to put jollof rice on the lowest heat, because if you put it on high heat, it's just going to burn straight away and it's not going to cook. So that's why a lot of people have mushy jollof rice. It's because they've cooked on the high heat and they've kept mixing it. Like, you don't mix until everything is completely dry. And that's what I've taught a lot of people. When they now come back to my recipe, they've learned, because people kind of get impatient. So they put too much water in it, because when you pour water, it just needs to be just literally on top, as you can see, just on top of the rice, because it's always better to add water. If there's too much water, you can't take water out, so it's always better to add water if you need it. So you just put just about 1.5 cups of water just to cover it, and on a low heat. So because it's on a low heat, it will cook with steam, and rice will cook with steam, and it will soften up. Because obviously, like I said, if you put too much and you mix it and you put it on a high heat, it's just going to get mushy and burnt. And then your last but not least, we're going to put some bay leaves. That gives it kind of another type of taste to it. Adding your bay leaves. Oh, I need to get some onions. Where's the knife? Quickly. Then we're going to add some onions into it as well. Onions kind of just makes it look great, as well as obviously softening it up.
Yeah, you have to have onions.
You have to have onions as well. So softens it up, makes it taste great, and as well makes it look great. So add your onions, add your bay leaves. So it's on a low heat. It's got all your seasoning in it, with 1 cup of water and a half, and bay leaves and onions, and we're going to get this cooking for about 45 minutes or so.
Joined by our sister here.
I think I've learned a lot from her. Like, even though like I have my own ways, like I kind of see how she like makes food her own, and I kind of get inspired about how like she kind of adds her own touch to it. Like with mac and cheese, not many people put like seasoning in their mac and cheese, but like she'll use like chili cheese, she'll put like mustard and stuff like that, and it's kind of like takes her out of the norms and puts her in her own lane. So it's very inspiring how like she takes one thing and then like she twists it into her own.
Oh, that's so sweet. You never say nice things about me. Oh. Follow me on Instagram at Ayo the Foodie. So that's AYOTHEFOODIE. And yeah, you can go there for tutorials on my highlights, or if you just want to order food, so put money into my company, please. So you can order for my company, so that would be really great.